Mr. Lucci, a few months ago you tweeted out, quote, "Two Chinese Americans accused of attempted bombing at MacDill Air Force Base gained U.S. citizenship via birthright. They are not loyal to the USA. There are 1,500,000 more, quote, Chinese Americans essentially born in Saipan, which is a U.S. territory, and raised in communist China. Denaturalize them all." I'd like to offer you an opportunity to correct the record for such a bigoted and xenophobic statement. Do you believe millions of Chinese Americans who gained citizenship through birthright should be denaturalized, or are you simply a racist?
Congressman, what I'm referring to are Chinese folks who are just born in a U.S. territory and then go immediately back to China. They live their whole life in China. The estimate of 1.5 million comes from a book that came out.
I'm just asking you a simple question. Do you believe these people should be denaturalized? It's U.S. law that anyone born in a U.S. territory is an American citizen. Do you believe that 1.5 million should be denaturalized?
I think that if they're loyal to the Chinese Communist Party.
I'm not asking, I'm saying they're born here. Do you think they should be denaturalized? 1.5 million.
Congressman, I understand under the current laws that they have citizenship.
And you think that should be changed?
I think that if they have practically zero nexus to the United States of America other than they were born in a territory, I think it's worth considering that, yes.
Do you believe Chinese Americans are more disloyal than other Americans?
Congressman, there are 7 Chinese Americans who live in my household. I do not think that they are more disloyal than other
So you just think that they should be denaturalized even if they were born here?
So there are 2 types of issue we're talking about here. There are folks who are born here, they're just raised here. They're Americans like you and I. It's a very different thing when you have folks, my understanding is about 50,000 per year, are just born in a territory. They're there for a couple weeks, and then they go back and they're raised in China. I think that
They're saying 1.5 million.
Right, there's 50,000, and then you add it up over years. 50 to 100,000 per year. It's going on 15 to 20 years of this. So I actually think that this is a very clear security threat because we've seen this. So there's a gentleman.
Are you saying this so are you saying any American born here who then goes to a foreign country and is raised there should be denaturalized? Is that your position?
That's not my position.
What is your position then?
When the federal government defines adversaries, which the federal government does, and then the federal government says these adversaries pose a national security risk to us, and then when you
you're not talking about, you're talking about a blanket statement. You're saying basically in your tweet you say, and I can't believe you're not walking it back. I fundamentally find it fundamentally racist. I mean, I don't use that word. I don't think I've used that word in 10 years in a committee hearing. But the reality is that you're basically saying that if you're Chinese American and you're born under U.S. law in a territory, you should be denaturalized. And I'm asking you, is that just applied to China? Or are you saying anyone who's born in a U.S. territory, if they then go to live in another country and are there raised till 18, that they should be denaturalized?
Congressman, let me restate. My household has 8 people in it.
I don't really care about your household. That's like saying I'm friends with someone who's black, but I'm still a racist. I want to know what your actual policy is.
Congressman, you accuse me of racism again.
Yes, I do. I think you're a racist. I think you are a racist.
So you're accusing me of racism.
I'm not accusing you. I'm saying the actual statement. I think your statements are racist against Chinese Americans, and I'm trying to understand whether you believe that this is just Chinese Americans who should be denaturalized, or whether you believe that anyone born here who goes to a foreign country and is raised should be denaturalized.
The second part, certainly that's not what I said. What I said was that when folks are born in a territory, they're there for a week or 2, they go back to communist China, they have no real nexus to the United States of America, that we should consider that. I think that it creates a clear. So
but are you saying that just for Chinese Americans or for anyone born in the United States who goes and is raised in a foreign country should be denaturalized?
I would consider it for foreign adversary nations as defined by the federal government. That's where the federal government.
So you want to denaturalize Iranian Americans, you want to denaturalize Russian Americans, you want to denaturalize Korean Americans, North Korean. I mean, where does this end?
When folks have no. My point was, in the number of 1.5, obviously there are way more people of Chinese descent born in the United States of America, birthright through that. 1.5 is the estimated number of people born just in a territory. They're there for a very short amount of time, and then they're raised in China, loyal to the Chinese Communist Party. I think that that's a clear security risk. But I'll repeat, I take direct offense. You're saying I'm racist against my own family. My family is largely
against Chinese Americans. Yes, I
ethnicity.
do.
Congressman, with all due respect, I think that's
We'll put out this exchange, and the American people can decide when you're talking about eliminating birthright citizenship for Chinese Americans, whether they think you're a racist. I think a lot of Asian Americans and many Americans will think you are.
I think that when people see that I have a Chinese wife and 4 Chinese children,
I don't think that excuses racism.
I don't think they're going to see racism in that, sir.